but it's really important that you get the PLLC, the S
Yes.
corp, that you do all those things. So yeah, it's having a good accountant. And that is probably the biggest mistake that I made throughout
Yeah, and
decades.
and having that PLLC, it's very easy. You can do it in one day. It's very easy. I think it costs like 80
But
bucks.
we have
Yeah.
an attorney,
Yeah.
that we've used at the office, and like I said, but make sure you have the S corp, and that's your
Yeah.
accountant. I mean, accountant can do everything. So a
Yeah.
really good accountant, I would say, absolutely. And I was really hesitant. I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't tell actually anybody until I paid it off. I was like, once I get myself out of trouble,
Yeah.
I'll fess up. And but I think it is important for us to tell each other sometimes
Yeah.
our failures as opposed to just our successes, because we can help each other with our failures. And there's I mean, it is what it is. A regret, shame, that doesn't help anything.
Yeah.
But, instead of being really ashamed that I put myself in this position, it's like, well, I did, and here's how I got out of it. And I'm happy to explain to everybody else
Yeah.
what I did and what happened so that hopefully they don't go down that same path.
I love that. Yeah, I mean it's about being like vulnerable and like, I think that vulnerability is really just shows true like, you know, camaraderie, right?
Mhm.
And hey, it's like, like hey, I'm whatever, like I didn't have a good year last year, like,
Yeah.
or whatever, blah blah blah, and I think that goes a long ways because, it shows the human side of you, right? It's like, hey,
Oh, I'm very
yeah,
human and very flawed.
yeah, yeah.
Like I said, when I used to be, they're like, "Hey, if she's in, I'm good, right?"
Right, right. Yeah.
It's all about being real, raw, and relevant.
Yes.
So we have a couple minutes left. Anything you want to share with us from an advice standpoint? It doesn't have to be real estate related. It can be life related. It can be goal centric. Whatever you
How's the
want.
book coming
Any
along?
type of knowledge you want to drop on us.
I love my book. I love the memoirs. I don't know. I don't want to leave on a sad note, but I've got to
Well,
say, our friend Brad, fellow real estate broker, passed last week
Mhm,
suddenly, and he was my rock. He was one of my rocks. He pulled
mhm,
me aside before I went to Italy in the summer, and he was like, I know something's going on. I don't know what
yeah,
it is. If you want to talk
mm,
to me about it, I'm here, but you're not yourself. And I think that that's what Brokers Hub means so much to me, is that we have our group, and it's amazingly important. And I think and I think at the end of the day, I look at Brad, and he took the time for his cruises, and
mhm,
he found his peace when all he saw was sea all around him. He
mm,
worked hard, and then he took his time for that. He loved his husband so much. He loved his dog. He was fiercely supportive of and protective of his neighborhood, like his pity that he adopted. He leaves a good legacy. And at the end of the day, I always remember Maya Angelou. She was like, nobody's gonna remember what you wore,
mm,
probably won't even remember what you said, but they'll remember how
mm,
you made them feel.
yep.
yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think all of it, we're lucky enough to help people find their homes, their havens, and be part of it. I love when I get pictures of new babies and we hear that, they need a new house because they've expanded. And
Yeah.
we're there to hold their hands in times of turmoil as well. And so after 30 some years, I love what I do, and I cherish the people that I've met through it. You
Thank you
guys
for
too.
that, Sherry.